Disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. The information contained in this video is not legal advice. It is provided for entertainment purposes only. Stick around for the last stupid law and you'll get a 2-for-1 bonus.
Number 1. No pawning while intoxicated.
That's right, in Nevada, the pawn shop has to turn you away if you stagger in trying to sell your thimble collection, perhaps to buy more booze. There are a lot of reasons why a pawn shop must refuse to take your stuff, according to Nevada Revised Statute 646.060, which makes it illegal for a pawnbroker to receive property from a person under the age of 18, a common drunkard, maybe Otis moved to Vegas after the Andy Griffith Show ended, a habitual user of controlled substances, habitual criminal, habitual felon, habitually fraudulent felon. Wait, isn't that redundant? Wouldn't a habitually fraudulent felon already be on the list as a habitual felon? Got me. Moving on. A person in an intoxicated condition, a known thief or receiver of stolen property, or known associate of a thief or receiver of stolen property. So you'll have to sober up and bring your thimble collection back another day.
Number 2. No spit or snot deposits.
In the Commonwealth of Virginia, it is illegal to spit or deposit snot in public buildings, public transportation, or sidewalks. Virginia 18.2-322, expectorating in public places, reads, no person shall spit, expectorate, or deposit any sputum, saliva, mucus, or any form of saliva or sputum upon the floor, stairways, or upon any part of any public building or place where the public assemble, or upon the floor of any part of any public conveyance, or upon any sidewalk abutting on any public street, alley, or lane of any town or city. Any person violating any provision of this section shall be guilty of a Class 4 misdemeanor. Obviously, no one should be horking a loogie on the floor of the courthouse, coughing lung butter onto the stairs, or spitting tobacco juice on the bus. But it sounds like sneezing would fit the definition of this law too. So if you're in a public place in Virginia and feel a sneeze coming on, use a tissue or your sleeve to avoid legal trouble.
Number 3. No fake butter.
Wisconsin takes their dairy products seriously. Very seriously. So much so that it is illegal for restaurants to serve margarine as a butter substitute unless the customer orders it. In state institutions, serving margarine is prohibited by this weird law, with only one exception. According to Wisconsin 97.18, the oleomargarine regulations, the serving of colored oleomargarine or margarine at a public eating place as a substitute for table butter is prohibited unless it is ordered by the customer. The serving of oleomargarine or margarine to students, patients, or inmates of any state institution as a substitute for table butter is prohibited, except that such substitution may be ordered by the institution superintendent when necessary for the health of a specific patient or inmate, if directed by the physician in charge of the patient or inmate. The fine for the first violation of this weird law is up to $500 and up to 3 months in jail. Repeat offenses can bring up to a $1,000 fine and up to 1 year in jail.
Number 4. Roadkill is okay.
Turning to the state of West Virginia, we find a law that actually makes something legal instead of prohibiting it. The law makes it okay to possess, and presumably then eat, roadkill as long as it isn't one of a handful of excluded critters and notification is made within 12 hours. Chapter 20, Article 2, Number 4E. Wildlife, except protected birds, elk, spotted fawn, and bear cubs, killed or mortally wounded as a result of being accidentally or inadvertently struck by a motor vehicle, may be lawfully possessed if the possessor of the wildlife provides notice of the claim within 12 hours to a relevant law enforcement agency and obtains a non-hunting game tag within 24 hours of possession. The part of this law that makes it okay to take a deer that was pummeled by a pickup truck and then turn it into tasty jerky is a relatively new addition by the legislature in 1998. The roadkill law made national news when it was passed. Proponents said it prevented good food from going to waste and saved the state the expense of removing and disposing of the carcasses.
Number 5. No killing Sasquatch.
In Skamania County, Washington, Ordinance Number 1984-2 prohibits the killing of Sasquatch. Section 1, Sasquatch Refuge. The Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot, or giant hairy ape are declared to be endangered species of Skamania County, and there is hereby created a Sasquatch Refuge, the boundaries of which shall be coextensive with the boundaries of Skamania County. Section 2, Crime Penalty. From and after the passage of this ordinance, the premeditated, willful, or wanton slaying of Sasquatch shall be unlawful and shall be punishable as follows. The subsections then classify crimes as being with or without malice, and the penalties as a gross misdemeanor punishable by a $1,000 fine and 1 year in jail for the former, and a misdemeanor punishable by a $500 fine and up to 6 months in jail for the latter. From 1969, when the ordinance first went into effect, until 1984, when it was revised, Killing Sasquatch was a felony that carried a 5-year prison sentence.
Number 6. No car buying or selling on Sunday.
It is illegal to buy or sell a car in Michigan on Sunday unless the county population is less than 130,000. Seems like a weird law for a state known for making cars, especially back in 1953 when this law was enacted. Act 66 of 1953, Section 435.241, Section 1 reads, "It shall be unlawful for any person, firm, or corporation to engage in the business of buying, selling, trading, or exchanging new, used, or second-hand motor vehicles, or offering to buy, sell, trade, or exchange, or participate in the negotiation thereof, or attempt to buy, sell, trade, or exchange any motor vehicle, or interest therein, or of any written instrument pertaining thereto on the first day of the week, commonly called Sunday." Section 4 of the Act is where it says it doesn't apply to counties having a population under 130,000. There are a handful of these so-called blue laws left around the country. Those of us that have been around for a while remember a time when restrictions on businesses operating on Sunday was much more common than they are today. Okay, I saved the best for last. You're really going to like this one. Do me a favor, if you're enjoying this video, please tap or click the like button.
Number 7. Don't pee on the sidewalk or poop on it.
In Las Vegas, you cannot answer the call of nature anywhere you like. According to City Law 10.40.040, urinating or defecating is prohibited other than in an appropriate sanitary facility in, on, or about any public place, any private property into or upon which the public is admitted by easement or license, or any private property without the consent of the owner. A public place means in a walkway, street, highway, sidewalk, bridge, overpass, alley or alleyway, plaza, park, driveway, transportation facility, park, recreational area, parking lot, vacant or undeveloped lot, or the stairwells, alcoves, doorways, and entranceways to such places. And if you happen to relieve yourself in a public place, you have to clean it up. As the law reads, it is unlawful for any person who has urinated or defecated in, on, or about any public place, other than in an appropriate sanitary facility, to fail to clean or remove the material deposited, or to fail to dispose of the material used in the cleaning or removal process in a container designed for such disposal. Keep in mind, and this is a bonus weird law, it's also illegal to use profanity upon the streets, alleys, or highway of Las Vegas. That's listed in 10.40.030. So, if you notice a guy baking a brownie down the street and you yell out, "Hey, you can't take a shit on the sidewalk," then you've just broken the law too, potty mouth.